In today's MLS Moment, we'll discuss the residential use dedication. Let's start out with some questions. Do you strive to create value beyond the transaction for your clients? Or are you challenged to find reasons to reach out to your sphere of influence? Well, if you said yes, the residential use dedication might be a way that you can accomplish both. What is a residential use dedication? It's when a parcel owner dedicates their parcel for residential use for a 5-year period, allowing owners to pay a lower real property tax rate. So which property types qualify? First, the property usage must be for a primary residence or long-term rental. Here are the various property types that can qualify, so long as the property's declaration of condominium or horizontal property regime explicitly allows residential use. Let's take a look at some scenarios when an owner applies for a residential use dedication. For this example, owner uses the property for a primary residence or long-term rental for 5 years and enjoys the real property tax reduction for the full term. Next example, owner again uses the property for a primary residence or long-term rental, but decides to sell in year 3. Buyer would be required to comply with the property usage for the remaining 2 years, and buyer would continue to receive a real property tax reduction for the remainder of the term. Now let's look at a final scenario with the same conditions except that buyer does not comply with the usage requirement. Buyer will now be subject to pay the original real property tax rate for the remaining 2 years. Also, buyer will be responsible to pay an adjusted higher tax rate plus a 10% penalty retroactive 1 tax year period prior to the change in use. How can agents assist? Buyer's agents can inform buyers of the residential use dedication and usage requirements, as well as identify if a property is already dedicated. Seller's agents can market the listing as a dedicated property, and they should properly disclose whether a residential use dedication is in place. Facts to keep in mind. New buyers will need to apply for their own residential use dedication. New owners can apply once ownership rights are in place and even if the previous seller's original dedication term hasn't yet expired. Be sure to understand the application deadline, which is every September 1st of the prior year. Example, you would apply by September 1st, 2026 for a residential use dedication term to start on July 1st, 2027. Under the same owner, dedications automatically renew unless either party cancels. Dedications do not automatically renew between different owners. The Real Property Division has the right to audit at any time, so owners should be aware and comply with any notices you receive related to this. In this last slide, you'll find a QR code to the residential use dedication information. Here you'll find a handy brochure with explanations, key dates, and contact information, an application form, and a current list of the condo properties that have already been approved for dedication.